Hello and welcome to your twin flame reading. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get right into your twin flame reading. Let's see what's going on. What are the energies surrounding your twin flame connection as we are getting close to the end of the year? Those of you who are in celebration of the holidays, what is going on in your connection? And again, these readings are timeless, so whenever you happen to find this reading is when it is meant for you. Okay, we'll take one more. Amazing. Okay. So we have the, it says Muse of Emotions. We also have the Muse of Voices. And we have the Devil card. So what's happening in your connection is, I want to say, like, whenever there's the time of the year where there's holidays, it's like twin flames really start to miss each other more than usual because of the holidays. And I want to say you're connecting more to one another, but you're also, because you're connecting so much on an emotional level, you're trying to distract yourselves by, maybe alcohol is involved or some kind of distraction. Like you're really trying to distract yourselves, and this is for both twin flames, because you're missing each other. And I find especially around, the end of the year, twin flames really gravitate to each other emotionally. And so I feel like, see how both of you are like back to back. So even if you're in separate worlds, even if you're experiencing separate realities, you're closer than ever, and that can be darn painful. So what you're doing is, using the celebrations as an excuse to be distracted, so that you don't have to think about your twin flame, so you don't have to feel the emotions that are coming up from missing your twin flame. A lot of the times twin flames are not in communication, but even more so sometimes during this time of the year, it's really hard to even have the time to communicate. So it's a very challenging time that you're going through, and you're using every distraction or every excuse to be distracted from this connecting so deeply and so emotionally. So it may seem like, you're doing your thing, you're involved in your life, and you seem okay, but that's because you're being really engaged in what's going on in your everyday life, so that you can suppress the feelings that you're actually feeling. So a lot of feelings, and I'm getting really emotional as I'm reading this, feelings of sadness, feelings of loneliness, at a time of the year where everyone is meant to be happy, everyone is meant to celebrate and begin a new year. But it's like deep down, it's very difficult. So you're connecting more than ever. And the only way to kind of cope with that is excessive drinking. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. It makes the emotions worse. We all try to distract ourselves from feeling the emotions. And it's a very natural thing to do. It's a way to cope with missing one another. And what I want to say is, see how it's an exact mirror. So what you're feeling is exactly what your twin flame is feeling. It may not seem like it. You may not even think they are, or, it seems like they're fine. But they too are trying to suppress their feelings of longing and missing you. For those of you that celebrate the holidays I find are the number one reasons why twin flames want to be together. It's a time of, connection, and just it's where everyone comes together and celebrates love. Holiday season is, especially this time of year, is time to celebrate love. So of course it's so natural that twin flames are longing for each other even more so. And, wishing that they could be with you as you are wishing you could be with them. So I want to say, emotionally, it can feel very heavy, and a lot of pain may be coming up, which is why we need these distractions, because it's not easy. And I'm not saying distraction is how to deal with it, but it's just what we do, especially around this time of year. So it's not easy for either of you. A lot of waves of emotion are coming up, and the only thing that we can do is just ride through it. Holiday season is not necessarily an easy time for everyone. A lot of people, it's sometimes the most depressing time of the year, and I don't mean to bring the energy down, but I feel like if we address it, and if we know that it's something that is a natural occurrence, then we don't have to feel like we're the only ones feeling this way. So you're not the only one feeling this way. Your twin flame is feeling this way. A lot of people at this time of year are feeling very alone. A lot of people don't have people to be with. So it can be very challenging, and the best way to get through it is we just got to get through it. It's like, for a lot of people, Halloween can be super fun and their favorite holiday or favorite time of the year. And for other people, they're like, let's just get it over with. They can't wait for November 1st because that means Halloween is done. It's just this time of year, just get through it as best you can. Smiling helps, because when you smile, you actually do feel better, even if you have nothing to smile about. Just that act of smiling, putting on that smile for others, really does help to lift your vibration and lift your energy. So do whatever you can. Most of all, self-care. So get enough sleep, get enough rest, take enough time to recharge your batteries. That's the best thing you can do to get through this time of the year. Even if you want to cocoon yourself and, just pull the blankets over your head and stay home, stay warm and cozy and comfortable, immerse yourself in a good book, watch funny movies, do whatever it takes for you to just get through this time of the year. Because in the last reading, it was all about this new energy. So come New Year's, you're going to feel much better anyway. The energies have already started, but again, once, over the next couple of weeks, it can feel a bit challenging. So reach out to friends, reach out to family, reach out to people who can support you during this time. And it doesn't mean that you're any less when you ask for support, when you ask for that help. So the next card we have is the Muse of Voices. So again, it's like this mirroring effect of both you and your twin flame. So what I'm really seeing here is that this is your path. This is like the twin flame journey. Both of you at this time may be veering off the path. Again, because this time of the year can feel very lonely for a lot of people. So you may be wanting to push away this connection because it's too painful to be without them. They may be doing the same thing. So you're veering off the path and seeking comfort in the arms of another. Now, I'm not saying that this is happening to all of you, but it's the feeling. You're wanting to seek comfort. And in general, that's why a lot of twin flames stay in their third party or karmic situation, because it's the only, like, they can't withstand that pressure on their own. They seek comfort in the arms of another because they're missing you, because the pain of being separate from you is just too painful. So they need someone to kind of support them and give them that comfort that everybody needs. So if you're feeling like the last thing you want to think about is your twin flame, and you were even reluctant even to watch this reading, like, I really commend you for your strength and your bravery, because when you're feeling all these intense emotions, but you can't have what you want, which is to be with your twin flame, it's so painful that you're willing to do anything to like not feel that pain. So it's very understandable if both you and your twin flame during this time of year kind of go off the path and seek comfort in the arms of another. That's what I'm just reading from this card. And again, that's the energy. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm not saying that that's what they're doing, but it's more of the energy. It's more of the feeling. It's the emotion. It's like you're trying really hard not to think about them because it's too painful. And they're feeling the same way. So see, again, it's like this mirroring effect of two people who are faced in the opposite direction from the twin flame path. And not to say that it only happens during this time of year, or not like during holiday season, but this happens in general on the journey, where it's just so painful to not be with your twin flame that you need someone, anyone, a warm body to help comfort you with the intense longing that you feel without your twin. You know, we talk about twin flame separation so much, but the actual feeling is so very painful. It really, really is. It's almost like how you would feel when you actually lose someone through death. That's how twin flames feel in separation. So, a lot of us, we're not taught how to deal with death. We're not taught how to deal with that loss. So, what do? We run somewhere for shelter, for comfort, you know? And that's why a lot of twin flames find it so difficult to be single while in separation. Sometimes both twin flames will not want to be in a third party karmic situation, but will stay in it for the comfort, to have a warm body, to give them that shelter that they need from the intense pain of separation, because it is painful. And now, especially during this time, twin flames are feeling it. But you can get through it, I promise you, because you have been getting through it. These past couple of days, these past couple of weeks, these past couple of months, years, decades, however long, you've been doing it and you will continue to do it. Why this is just relevant is so that you know that you're not the only one going through this. Twin flames everywhere are feeling the same thing. So take comfort in knowing that even if you're not able to actually talk to other twin flames, that they're right there with you because they're feeling it with you. They're feeling that intense pain. So knowing that others are experiencing it should give you strength to continue, because you are strong. And in the last reading, it was about stepping into your power. So it's still going to feel challenging, but you're much stronger now. You're so much stronger than you ever were. So you're going to get through this. You're going to get through the rest of this year, and you're going to begin brand new. Clean slate, blank canvas. 2022 is yours to create. So make it awesome. And then we have the Devil card. And I don't mean to laugh, but it's like what I got is I just heard temptation. When twin flames are intensely missing one another, temptation is right there on your doorstep, because you're feeling this intense desire to be with someone that you're not able to be with yet. So a way that a lot of twin flames cope is they will surrender to any temptation. And again, I'm not saying that this is what's happening to you or your twin flame, but it's the energy of what twin flames are going through. You know, maybe twin flames are having one too many alcoholic drinks and someone approaches them, and we see it in movies all the time. They're like, yeah, let's just go because I can't feel this pain that I'm trying to trying to not drown in, but I'm drowning my sorrows in some substance or alcohol. Sure, why not? And then they wake up the next morning going, what just happened? It's a way that we deal with emotions. It happens all the time. We see it in movies all the time, and then you regret it. And then it just causes a big mess with your twin flame because they somehow pick up on what happened. Then they get all triggered, and then they end up doing the same thing because they don't know how to deal or cope with their emotions. So there's a lot that's going to just be aware of the energies, because I have complete faith in you that even if these energies are surrounding you, that you're going to do what's right for you. You're going to make healthy choices despite how you're not feeling so great. So have faith. I have faith in you that what's going on over the next couple weeks, you will get through. What happens is the stuff that movies are made out of. Like the movies that we see, I feel like they really come from life experience. People have experienced it, and so they write it, they tell it as a story, make it into a movie, turn it into a song. It happens. So whatever you're going through is the stuff that legendary stories are made of. So, write about it, because it just gives everyone a sense of unity, knowing that, okay, I'm not the only one feeling this way. I'm not the only one that's emotional. Just that, it just gives you comfort knowing that someone else knows what you're going through, that they have experienced it, that they know what it feels like. So you're not alone. And if you're feeling really lousy over the next couple weeks, come back to this reading so that you can come back to your center and you can remember your strength. Because what's happening is part of exercising those new muscles that you now have. So I have complete and total faith in you. Not to worry. Okay. Let's continue on with the reading, or else I'm going to just go on forever. Where are you at? I'll just take one card. Where are you at? Where are you at on your journey? There's two that came out, but I'm just going to pick one. Surrendering. And then we'll pick a card for your twin flame to see where they are at. I honor the truth in surrender as it opens me to gifts of divine grace. So I really noticed the picture of the eye here. So I really got that your intuitiveness is heightening. So your third eye is opening. You're coming to really understand the truth and even have clarity on your own. And you're surrendering to it. And in that surrender comes so many gifts. And because you're kind of letting go of the need to control. So sometimes surrendering can seem easy, but a lot of the times surrender comes because we have no other choice. When you're caught in between a rock and a hard place, is that how it goes? You're kind of left with no choice but to surrender. So in that surrender, you are kind of allowing the universe to step in. And that is beautiful, because even if it was because we were forced to surrender, the fact that you are surrendering means that you're just going with the flow. You're not going against the current anymore. So that is amazing. So if you're feeling challenged at this time, it's because you're surrendering to something that you're realizing you don't really have control over. This twin flame journey has a whole life of its own that sometimes we are not able to control. We're not able to really see what's happening. But I really get the sense that one of your new muscles is your intuition. And it's like you already know all of this. And when you get readings, it just confirms what you already know. That's why you resonate with these readings, because you already know. Like, this is symbolizing, like, this third eye is symbolizing your expanded intuition. So it's this grace period that as you surrender, you're going with the flow. And as you're in the flow, it's like the universe is like cradling you, and you're just like, the universe is like rocking you to sleep, because it's been such a darn tough year, 2 years. Just been so hard. And this surrender, even if it's against our will, is a beautiful period of grace, and where more gifts open up to you, where you think, okay, I'm just gonna let go. And in that moment, you open yourself up to the gifts that are meant to be yours. Those were the gifts that were being blocked because you were trying to control the situation. You weren't allowing it to happen. You weren't allowing the situation to unfold. So in the surrendering is a beautiful moment where you're going to let go, and it may feel scary to actually trust that the universe has got you, but the universe has got you because the universe is cradling you, rocking you gently to sleep. And in that moment, you're open. You're open to love. You're open to abundance, prosperity, blessings, opportunity. So keep practicing that surrender, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels scary, because it feels different to actually let go and surrender. Like, we're not taught to do that. So we don't know what that feels like, and it can be very uncomfortable. But just have that trust. The universe has your back. We just grew up in a world where we're conditioned to not know that, not believe that, to always be in survival mode, to always be in fear. So, once we overcome that, surrendering gets easier and easier. So it's beautiful. What you're going through, whether it's painful, whether it's peaceful, whether it's calm, whether it's chaos, it's all part of the surrendering process. And it's a beautiful time because the universe has your back. It's a beautiful time because you're going to open yourself up to receiving gifts from the universe, because the universe has so much in store for you. So many gifts just for you. So even if it doesn't feel like it, this is a beautiful place where you are on your journey. I love it. And I just love the picture. It's beautiful. Okay. Where's your twin flame at? What are they going through? Where is your twin flame at? Let's try that again, because you don't have time to read so many cards. It says preservation. Right away when I saw this image, it's you can see it's kind of like a skeleton. There's a skull, and then there's like a baby, like pregnancy. And what I heard was, what did I just hear? It's like your twin flame is dying to give birth to something new. So this is pretty major because death of the ego can feel very scary and very painful. And a lot of the times we don't want to let go of that ego because it's who we it's who we identify with in the 3D world. Our ego is who we are in the 3D. And to let that go is really scary. It's very scary for the inner child because the inner child identifies through ego, through our physical body. And so what I heard was dying to give birth to something. So it's very intense, sounds very heavy, feels very heavy, but it's actually a beautiful thing that's happening. Yeah, this reading just seems very heavy today. But stay with it, because death is the rebirth of our soul into a different reality. Whether you believe that or not, that's my belief. Our soul carries on in another dimension. So it's actually, it's beautiful. It's because your soul is transitioning to something else. And that is what they're going through. There's a part of them that is dying away in order to give birth to their new self. So they could be going through some very intense stuff in their own life. They could be ending, like a lot of endings happening for them, or a major ending happening for them. Things could feel like they're really falling apart or maybe hitting rock bottom. But all of us have gone through something like that in our lives, and we're still here. So they're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. The best way to support them is by supporting yourself. Because the stronger you are, the stronger that they can be. The stronger you are for yourself means the stronger that they can be for themselves. Because again, you're mirrors, right? So when you're strong for you, they can be strong for themselves. When you can love yourself and fulfill your own needs, they can do the same. And what that means is that they're shedding away the life that no longer serves them, that they're finally going to be able to end things that need to be ended. So it could be the beginning process of ending things in order to rebirth themselves into a new reality. Or it could be like, they could be anywhere, beginning, middle, or end of this transformation. So continue being patient, continue having compassion for them. You may be picking up emotionally what they may be going through. But always when there is that death of an ego, it's hard not to want to hang on tight to the end out of fear. So they could be experiencing that as well. But whatever it is, trust that the universe has them as well, is cradling them. And the more that they surrender to this transition period on their end, the sooner that they'll come out of it. So I want to say that they're going through somewhat of a more challenging time than you are. If you're going through a challenging time, it's because you're mirroring each other. So again, at least take comfort in knowing that you're not the only one going through what you're going through. You're not the only one, and so you don't have to feel alone with what you're experiencing. Heavy. Rewatched last week's this previous reading to this one because it was a lot lighter. Okay, so what's next? I want to say, where are we? 30, 35. What blocks need to be cleared what are the blocks that need to be cleared for your path to your true happiness and true love? Let's take one more. Okay. So we have happy family. And we have action. Okay, so what is blocking your connection? This could literally mean someone's family. This is always a tough situation because when there's family involved, when there's children involved, it's not just you. There's other people to consider. So it's more like if this is the case, then it would take longer to have to deal with this delicate kind of situation. It's never easy, but it's all in it's all in your outlook. It's all in your mindset. There is nothing that is impossible. There is nothing that you can't handle in a respectful, diplomatic way. And I'm just saying, because when you are needing to make changes, we have to consider others. So if there's a family that is involved, we have to take that into consideration. And again, there is like time that is also factored in because you're having to deal with family members. So I want to say that it's a factor. I don't want to say that it is a block that you'll never be in union, because that's not necessarily the case. This type of thing happens every day. And I myself have experienced this. I have children. I have been divorced. So it's something that takes time. And I want to say that the block is more of the fear of, hurting loved ones, the fear of being judged, or the fear of not being loved by family anymore because of decision that you make, whether that's to be, to separate yourself from your family or to be with your twin flame. There's so many fears attached to that it's hard for someone to just make that break and just be like, okay, check, that's done. No. Sometimes it takes a lifetime for this process. And again, it's because it's a very delicate matter. It's actual loved ones, people that are involved. So I want to say that it's the fear that is blocking. It's the fear of change. And it goes back to your childhood where you experienced change and it was traumatic, or you witnessed change and it was traumatic. And the inner child doesn't feel secure when there's change. So this attachment to fear is an energetic block to you moving forward, or your twin flame moving forward. Your fear is also an energetic block for your twin flame to move towards you, and vice versa. So if they have a fear, then it blocks you from being with them. It's just like, it's like these energetic walls that are in your connection because of energy. Energy is like real thing. It's tangible. There are energy blocks that's happening. So there is this fear that needs to be cleared away, that needs to be dealt with, not only energetically, but also emotionally and on a mental level. It has to be dealt with in all 3 levels. Well, 4 levels, like in a spiritual sense as well. Fear must be dealt with and released. So this is like a fear that can be overcome, that people do overcome. And there's also this fear of not having your happily ever after. But you do. And it is very possible for you to have your happily ever after. Another block is the fear to actually take action, to make the changes that are needed in your life. Your twin flame is fearing making the changes in their life. So again, this is a pattern that whenever there needs to be action taken to have change, it's like we keep putting it off. We keep procrastinating because we're afraid of the consequences. Because you experienced this in your childhood when there was a big decision you had to make that would cause a big change. You just kept putting it off because you knew that that decision would create a turn of events that would change your life. So we often put off having to make these big decisions, and it is because there's that fear of change. So again, it's a pattern that is playing out, stemming from your childhood, that needs to be released. And it's a pattern within your inner child. So those are the blocks. Let's get some guidance on how to navigate what's going on in your connection. Can we please receive some guidance on how to navigate what's going on in your connection? I'll take this one, and that one just fell out. Actually, there's 2. So we have Bridget. It says inner strength, Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Sorry, that's backwards. And we have divine alchemy. Okay, so let me just read what it says for you for your guidance. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. So, to navigate this time and what you're experiencing and all the emotions that are coming up and the heaviness that, tends to be there, the guidance for you is to tap into your inner strength and know that you can get through this. Remember that you have the power. Move back to wholeness, because yes, there is this thing where they say that, you know, people are broken or a broken heart. Yes, that may be the case, but it doesn't mean that you're broken. It doesn't mean that we're broken. It means that we've had an experience that caused a certain reaction, and a lot of the times it's to help us learn something about ourselves, to learn that we do have strength, and to know that despite what happens to us in life, that we are still perfect, whole, and complete. So this guidance is move back to wholeness. Just remember that whatever happens to you, nothing can really break you unless you allow it. So move back to wholeness. Remember your power and stay in that strength. The next card says, care and compassion, Kuan Yin. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved, offering a helping hand. So choose to be love in this situation, in difficult situations, if family members are involved, choose to be love. And when you make the decision that's right for you, it will be for the highest good of all concerned. It's when we say no to ourselves and, you know, stay in situations that we're not happy in, or that we're just settling, and we're just doing things for others, it really works against you. So when you make the choice, when you follow your heart, it's the right choice for it, like for everyone's highest good, even though it may not seem like it or feel like it. But the guidance here is to just choose love. Choose to be love. And when you come from that space of love, everything just works out in the best way. So be love. And the next card we have says Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. So yeah, amidst this heaviness that we are picking up in this reading, focus on what you want, despite how heavy it may feel right now. Focus on how is it going to feel to wake up and be in the arms of your beloved. What's it going to feel like knowing that everyone in your circle is happy for you and that you're thriving and everyone else is thriving? How does that feel? Feel that right now and focus on that. Focus on the life that you want to experience. So that is really the guidance for you, is to always focus on what you want and to choose to be love and really just move beyond the challenges that you're being faced with, and know that you will get through it. You're being guided by all of the ascended masters, angels. If you believe in angels, it's all part of the universe that is supporting you. These are the universal energies that are surrounding you, that are supporting you. Okay, so let's get some love messages from your twin flame. Love messages from your twin flame. What does your twin flame want you to know? What does your twin flame want you to know? Just pay attention to the red flags And it says let go of control issues. So your twin flame wants you to know not to pay attention to the red flags, because it's not the truth. It's not the reality of how they feel about you. So if you're looking at red flags like, oh, I can't be with them because of this. I can't be with them because they are doing this or they're not doing this. Your twin flame is saying, stop looking at the red flags. Stop looking for reasons not to trust, not to believe that they love you. They're saying, whatever you're focusing on is what's going to expand. So if you're focusing on red flags, it's just going to pull you further apart. So your twin flame is saying, rather than focus on red flags, focus on what you feel in your heart. Focus on the connection you feel when you go within, when you take a moment and you just feel like, oh my gosh, there it is. I can feel my twin flame. We are connected. We are one. Your twin flame is saying, go there and stop looking for red flags. Stop focusing on red flags. Stop focusing on what you're seeing in the 3D and go within and trust in that. Trust in that feeling of how you feel when you go within. Because every time you see a red flag, you're not going to want to be with them. And they don't want you to do that. So they're saying, stop paying attention to red flags and just go within and trust what's in your heart. Trust what you feel for them. Their message to you is, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So I'm getting the sense that from their perspective, you were trying to control the situation in the past, maybe demanding of them something, asking them for something, asking them to change, asking them to change a situation. And they know that you want this because they want this. But again, part of surrendering is to let go of trying to control it. Let go of needing a timeline. Let go of expecting them to be with you in a certain time frame. They're saying, allow this to unfold naturally because they can't give you a time. But the universe is really helping them, and they're going through their own transition to come closer to you, to come into union with you. So they're really saying, just surrender and allow the situation to happen in its own time, when the time is right. So that is their message for you. Okay. So let's see, what are the future possible energies for your connection? Future possible energies for your connection. Okay, we'll take this one. Oh my gosh, I think this came out in the previous reading. That's really, like, you saw how that just flew out, right? I'll just shuffle this again. Future possible energies for your connection. One more card, please. Okay, so This card says, be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. So when I see this, this is like all wishes coming true. It's like, see, this person's looking up at the sky, wishing upon the star. So what the future possible energies for this connection is, everything that you want is possible. Everything that you can imagine that you want is what's meant for you, is absolutely 100% meant for you and is lining up for you. So all you have to do is get into alignment with that, get into alignment with your desires, which means you have to get in alignment inside. We still have to get things in order in the 3D, but we also have to get in alignment inside. So that means mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, you have to be in alignment with what you truly want in order for it to be a match so that you manifest it. So what's happening, what's meant for you is what exactly you want. And if my only job is to remind you that you are meant to have exactly what you want, if I can just repeat that over and over and over to you 24/7, so that, you know, it reprograms your mind in a positive way, and it works, then yay. But that's what I want to do, is I want to remind you that what you're dreaming for, what you're hoping for, what you want for yourself, everything good that you could ever want is meant for you. Just get into alignment, because it's there for you. It's right there. And the only reason why you're not experiencing it is because you're not in alignment to be able to experience it. You're not in alignment to receive it. And then we have faith. This is a pretty card. I love this deck. Trust your faith in the situation. So your faith, if you have faith, is going to bring you what you desire. If you have no faith, then it's not going to happen. You must have faith in it. The reason why you have what you have today, because there was a part of you that had faith in it, that you just knew that it was possible. So you must know that union is possible. You must have faith in it, because if you have no faith in it, that's why you're in separation. So get into alignment. Join me on my 12-week course, because that's what it's about. It's about getting into alignment. In the course, you also receive Innerchild Healings, which help release the energetic blocks that are keeping you from moving forward. And when you heal your twin flame, it helps to open up your twin flame to heal, and it heals your connection. And also, when twin flames heal, we heal the planet. So it's a win-win, but we got to do the work. So I'm going to leave the reading at that, because despite how heavy it was, this is beautiful indication that union, you're still meant for it. You're still on course to be in union. So I'm loving it. I mean, it was tough even for me to get through this reading. So I thank you for sticking with me to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I really do hope you enjoyed this reading. It's part of my life's work to kind of lend guidance and insight to help you on your journey. Because my desire is for all of you to get into union. Because by helping you do that, it helps me get into union. And that's what keeps me going, because just like you, I want to be in union too. So I want to thank you so much for really being here with me today, for everything that you do, for who you are, because you make a difference. And so I am so thankful to be able to join you on your journey back to oneness, wholeness, and love. So be sure to book your personal private twin flame reading with me. If what you heard in this reading resonated, please do book with me. I'd be happy to do your private reading, as well as message me for the Innerchild Healings and for the 12-week online course, which I'm still offering at 50% off until December 31st. So take advantage of that, because it's a great way to start brand new into the new year, because 2022 is meant to bring us so much more happiness after everything we experienced in the last 2 years. It's about darn time. So thank you all so very much for being here with me and for allowing me to be a part of your journey. So until next time, I'm wishing you all so much love and peace.